Hey everyone, so Dratlo44 back with a video, and of course what better than to introduce Thunderdome and Skulltown back in After Dark Kings Canyon. And I was talking about limited time modes only the other day actually, and how poor they were based on Dummy's Big Day, because I don't really like that one much. But I have to say that I was quite glad because they took it away, apparently because of some problem with it, admittedly. But however, they actually kind of brought in one I actually like, and the reason for it is the nostalgic element of Thunderdome and Kings Canyon. Now, before I get into the video, do remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. Alright, let's get into it. So, of course, I started off actually in Thunderdome for the first match. And it's one of those ones that it didn't go quite as planned, to be fair. But, you know, Apex Legends in the old days, in like the OG season, Season 0 stroke Season 1, it never really did. I mean, sometimes you'd land and get good loot, kind of similar to how it is now, but other times you'd land and you'd get some kills. And of course, that was always good. As you can see though, I had no health left and someone downed me. Bit of a shame, but hey, you know, for a first match, it could have been worse. So the second match then, landing in Skulltown. Now this is a lot more crazy, and I definitely enjoyed this match the most. And I thought, well, you know, like, this is kind of what Skulltown was all about. So back in the day, I mean, for those who haven't been to Skulltown before, and I'm sure there are some of you that haven't, because maybe you played during the times when, you know, it wasn't available. You started during Season 5, during Season 4. A lot of people won't remember the memories or the good memories of this particular place. Now, it is pretty chaotic, I have to say, most of the time. And playing with randoms is a little bit of a test. But these two randoms weren't bad. The Loba held their own a lot, and the Caustic tried. And that's all you can really say. They weren't actually team-orientated, so like anything, you can't really complain too much. So the Loba manages to down, of course, by the looks of it, a Bloodhound. Of course, there's lots and lots more hostiles within Skulltown, because let's face it, have we all not seen that everyone lands here? Pretty much. You do get a few landing in Thunderdome, to be fair, simply because they just think, well, you know what, we'll land there, then we'll run on to Skulltown. We're talking about the biggest nostalgic place, and I'm kind of, I suppose, like, I'm not being funny, I suppose when I look at it, I'm kind of sad that this isn't available as a normal part of Kings Canyon. Now, it may sound stupid, but realistically, to me, I think that this is what Apex was all about. Yeah, you would land, yeah, you'd get crap loot, yeah, you'd get killed, but then there was those times when you didn't, and you did well, and you kind of like flourished, and you got a kill or two, then maybe you got 5, maybe you got 7, you know, it was kind of very much a momentum-based place, and it was kind of one of those places that, you know, it either went very well or very badly. There wasn't kind of any in between, but this brings back memories for me personally as an old sort of player who started in sort of Season 0, literally first week of the game coming out, I started playing, and, you know, I have to say that as regards to sort of like the gameplay, the map, everything else, this is where really Respawn excelled. You know, they made this game so much more exciting. It was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And it really was, you know. I think that, you know, maybe overlooting boxes still a thing. But, however, you know, you could pick up hostiles. I mean, Bloodhound's obviously a lot better than he was at the beginning, to be quite honest. But at least, you know, at the end of the day, you can use those new things, and of course things like the Vault being in there and stuff, completely crazy. It's still a hell of a gun even in the darkness, especially with the digital threat. So, you know, you look at it and you sort of say, well, okay, all these you know, maps, should they have been taken away? And I think, well, okay, you know, let's be honest, I don't mind changes on the map. That's fine, it's fair, it's not a big deal, it happens. You expect changes. I think the biggest thing for me personally is that because there's no offer of a limited time mode like this, that it's a permanent one that has the old Kings Canyon on it, OG, or, you know, original players, shall we say, original gamers I think it stands for, if I recall, you know, like, literally, they haven't got that option, and it's kind of so irritating in one respect, because you just want to kind of, you know, have some action. And sometimes I find, like with World's Edge, personally myself, you land and it's incredibly boring, and you're just literally like, oh, you know, you run around, and I suppose you can go to a fragment, but I don't really like that place that much. For some reason, the building layouts, I find in Kings Canyon, big thing with the building layout is a lot of them are low to the ground. It's kind of a bit like water treatment, but it isn't, and it's kind of like just very, very original, and I love the design on it. And, you know, when you're sort of running around and you're kind of, you know, getting kills and stuff, well, obviously it's always nice to be getting kills, because let's face it, you know, that's the idea of the game, and you're going to get downed. I mean, like, I think I got downed a couple of times. I think the other players got downed. It did happen, you know, but the good thing is like I say, when you've got teammates and you've got actually team players, they kind of support you, and that's great. I mean, obviously, playing with a pre-made squad, always going to be a great thing. So my plan is, sort of going back to this, is hopefully very soon I'm going to be actually streaming for the first time ever. I'm kind of nervous about it, I'm not going to lie, because I have a horrible feeling that I'm going to be on stream, and I just think I'm just going to do absolutely terribly, and it's kind of going to be really, really rubbish, and no one's going to be entertained by it. But I'm going to give it a go, hopefully with my friends, JHD and Viper, because I feel like they're the two that, you know, kind of play with me the most, and, you know, are kind of that way inclined that they sort of won't really care. I think JHD's, you know, he's a much more competent player anyway. He's OG like myself, and Viper is coming along anyway. So I think that, you know, it will be interesting, if nothing else. You know, and I'm sure that the games will be exciting, whether or not they turn out to be good, who knows. But, you know, I think that, I think it will be an interesting sort of element, like anything. We're going to give it a go at some point soon, and before this particular one ends. Now, my plan is to do it either maybe later tonight if my friends want to, or tomorrow. I'm not sure. I haven't kind of gone into that sort of decision yet. It's new. It's kind of a thing. But, you know, I really do love Skulltown. I love the excitement that you gain from the game. I think that it is one of those things where you definitely feel like, I don't know, like, it's intense. It's definitely varied. It's definitely, you know, kind of just one of those things where you don't really know what's happening all the time, and you feel excited. And yes, I did click on that scope about 50 times. I don't know why. So, you know, like, Bloodhound, of course, is very good for this particular mode, I have to say. I definitely find that he is a legend that is very strong right now. And my plan in the future, or some point within the next week or so, would be to do a ranking for sort of casual matches for all the legends. I do think Bloodhound is definitely one of those high-up legends. I think everyone kind of knows that anyway, but I'll be placing him and telling you about him, and going through some of the others as well, in a bit more detail. But yeah, I mean, like with Skulltown, you know, I definitely feel like this is exciting. It's definitely kind of one of those elements where you just feel that it's just gripping. And, you know, I was kind of actually sad at this particular point. I think this is a particular stage in the match where sadly we had to leave Skulltown, and it was kind of like, ah, damn it, man, what a shame. You know, we've just had some kills. Unfortunately, I missed out on a couple of kills due to just, you know, I suppose you're shooting someone and someone else is shooting someone, and their bullet technically, in brackets, connects last and kills them, and you're just like, oh well, whatever. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't really care. As long as you're having fun, I think this is where the game really excels. And I did speak about limited time modes in my past video. I also mentioned energy weapons as well. Limited time modes, they are disappointing. I definitely, you know, will stand by that 100%. But this particular one is a better one. Not because of the mode. In Kings Canyon in the Dark, it's a bit questionable at times. It's okay, but it's not amazing because you can't really see visibly that brilliantly. But where they really kind of shine in this is that they bring back Thunderdome and Skulltown. And they didn't bring back, unfortunately, bridges or cascades. I was kind of sad about that. I kind of hoped that maybe that would be an available thing. Sadly, it was not, which was a real shame. But at the end of the day, that's just the way it goes, and you get on with it, you know. You just think, oh well, it could be worse. But yeah, overall, I'm definitely really liking this particular game mode, and I feel like it's a game mode that I'm going to play a lot more. Now, with some limited time modes, I find that a lot of the time I log on, I start playing them, and after a short time, I kind of get bored of them. Now, I know that that may vary, and opinion is always going to be there, and I appreciate that, because some people will love Dummy's Big Day, some people will love Always Be Closing, some of the other modes, and yeah, I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with them. They just, it depends on kind of preference to a large extent. I'd certainly say that with this particular one, I guess it's just the nostalgia. I think it's not that the mode is so special, it's not that the mode is so amazing in that you can hardly see anything, but, you know, when you sort of bring back the old classic parts of the map, it makes you happy if you are an original gamer that kind of knows exactly what that's all about. Now, as you can sort of see, I mean, I down one of the Bloodhound, but of course, unfortunately, as per always, there is always a flaming lifeline knocking around, and they just get the revive, and it's so irritating, because actually, I lost, must have been about 2 or 3 kills at least, maybe more, because either I got an assist when I should have got the kill, or the Loba stole them, because of course, you know, they got the thing. Now, I knocked down literally like 2 of them. It was really irritating, but of course, you know, someone took the kill and all that. But you know, it's one of those things. So whatever, it's all to the good. Main thing is that the team survived, which is awesome, and of course, you know, you're always sort of scouting out for enemies, because once you get into that kind of that vibe, you are just looking for more and more kills. You just want to like fight. Obviously, all right, you want to restore your shield as well, but you know, that's always the way with these sort of things. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm definitely sort of like really enjoying this kind of excitement, I think, because I do feel like a big thing that I kind of touched upon in one of my other videos is that, you know, sometimes you feel like Apex, you know, you log on, and yeah, it does depend on how much you play the game, but when you log on, and sometimes it's very underwhelming, you don't find that there's much to do, it's very repetitious, you know, World's Edge, or the newer King's Canyon, blah blah. Unfortunately, I do find that I get a little bit kind of, okay, and don't get me wrong, I love the game, I genuinely do, I've said that loads, but, you know, I do feel that, in some cases, I do honestly feel like, you know, it gets very repetitious. I suppose this just freshens it up. Yeah, it is a game mode that we played before, or a lot of us have, not everybody, because obviously people who aren't playing at the time, or weren't playing at the time, aren't going to have seen this particular mode, but you know, I guess it's like anything, you know, market is still the same, that hasn't really changed, but you've just got that main central point where everyone used to go to. It used to always be these crazy fights, and if you came out of it alive, you were doing pretty damn well, and sometimes you really didn't, sometimes you ran around with no ammo, which actually happened to me as well, and you know, and you do get those kind of situations. Now, you can straight away see, I mean, this is the beauty of Bloodhound. I saw a hostile, I can do a scan, and I get 2 hostiles up. Now, I do down the Wraith, which is fine. Unfortunately, the Pathfinder seemed to be a very good shot with a shotgun, and I tried to get away, and failed horribly, because somehow he managed to hit me with a gun. I assume it was a shotgun, but actually I can't remember. It was probably it was probably a hemlock, actually. So, you know, yeah, okay. But the good thing is that this is where the caustic teammate shone in and managed to actually get the down on that Pathfinder, and he actually manages to then get me back up. Now, I think it's crazy, because I think that is when then another team pushes and attacks us as well. I'm like, oh, good God, you know, it's absolute nightmare. Kind of a very tough situation. You're trying to look, you know, oh yeah, there's 2 hostiles, great. The Wraith is still crawling around, so I actually do get the kill for that, which I didn't know, I didn't expect, to be honest. I thought that they'd get revived. For some reason, they didn't, which is crazy, maybe because they got attacked by another team. Unfortunately, I had only syringes and small shields, so this takes forever. I really would love, I mean, I know this may sound stupid, and this is probably for another video topic, but what do you think about the length of time that a shield cell actually takes? I mean, it takes 4 seconds per one. So even if you have white shield, how crazy is this? Even if you have white shield, you still actually, it takes longer to take 2 small shield cells than it does in actual truth to take 1 big one. I don't know why. So I just kind of wondered with that what your thoughts are. I mean, if you'd want to drop any comments below about how you're feeling about the mode, how you're feeling about, of course, the actual sort of like the shield cells and things. I mean, I know that Rome isn't built in a day and that there's not going to be all these changes, but at the end of the day, it would be quite interesting to sort of see exactly what happened. Now, I will say that I come around here. This was kind of annoying because this should have been my kill. So I do all the damage, as always. I fire around, and literally, I somehow get the assist because the Loba steals it. And although I was a little bit like, really? Damn it? It happens, and that's what you get with playing with randoms. You get that playing with teammates as well, so it's one of those things that I should have killed them a lot more efficiently. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it is a lot longer than I would have perhaps anticipated, but it was just such a good sort of like, you know, match in Skulltown. I know Thunderdome was kind of very brief, but I'll be going back there plenty more in the future. And I thought that this was a really good showcase of actually how fun it is and how nice it is to go back to the past and just revisit, of course, Skulltown and Thunderdome. So after that, of course, we move up, and of course we try and gain position. It doesn't go quite the way, and I end up being shot by a very accurate Mirage, and of course it goes very badly, but hey, that's always the way. So hopefully you enjoyed the content, enjoyed the video. If you did, a like would be really cool. You don't have to, but a like would be amazing. If you want to subscribe for future content, I do post regular videos out when there is content to do, and I will be, as I say, planning to stream very soon. But that is it from me on this particular video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Just remember to never stop moving, never stop believing, and stay Apex. And I shall see you in the next video. And if you do want to comment and leave anything below, please do. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this so far. I'll see you in the next video. You take care. Cheers now. Bye.